You're listening to Let's Stay Together Anime Break, the sub-series of Let's Stay Together where we talk about the 2019 anime Fruits Basket. I'm Ellen.
And I'm Kayla.
And today we're discussing Season 2, Episode 16, which was called Ask It For Me in a tiny voice. Do you like my child voice impression?
Is that what it was supposed to be?
It was bad. This episode covered chapters 74 and 75 of the manga, and we covered this in our episode number 39, which was called As Long As You're Alive, Wishes Will Keep Being Made. In that voice.
Charming.
Charming, yeah. Does it feel weird that we recorded our final episode, and now we're back here this week doing another one? Anyway.
It does feel weird to only have one page of notes.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to prepare. Oh, wait. All I have to do is watch this half-hour episode.
I know. I felt the same way. But also, I edited 4 hours worth of recording, so or maybe 5 in total, which was kind of a lot. So I won't forget. I won't soon forget. Today is it was relaxing.
Well, that was 3 episodes
of content. Yeah. But I hope everybody enjoyed it. I liked answering the questions. That's my favorite part.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's always my favorite part. Well, let's talk about this. Let's keep it focused as usual. Unless you want to open with the animal conversation. We haven't done that in a long time.
Sorry, a tiny feather landed on the microphone, which is somewhat animal related.
I was like, why did she blow? Were you just trying to restart it? Is that what?
Yeah. I'm gonna blow on the microphone and then put it back in the game system. Yeah.
Probably half people listen to us don't understand what we're talking about, which is great. Actually, that's not true. Probably most of them are live through the same.
Also, Nintendo went back to cartridges. I don't know if anyone's blown on their Switch cartridges yet, but
I definitely haven't tried that. But my friend did convince me to lick one to see how.
Oh yeah, I finally did that too, just the other day.
And it's bitter, right?
Yeah, it's very bitter.
Yeah.
I licked Animal Crossing.
Well, that's good. It's a good one to lick. I can't remember which one I licked. It was probably Bomberman. I'm thinking. He turned around and I was making this face, and I was like, "What did you do?" He's like, "Oh, I just wanted to see what would happen if I licked the cartridge. I heard that it's bitter."
Yeah.
And I was like, "What?" And then I licked it. It was a good time. Listen, I'm not endorsing.
Isn't that what we were talking about, the thing being bitter, and it's oh yeah, it's way bitter. We're like, you don't have a Switch, and he's like, I may have licked Bomberman, which we were just playing.
Is that what happened? Were you there at the time? I think so.
I think so.
Yeah. I can't remember if I licked it at the same time or 2 days later I was made shifty eyes around the room and then licked it. I think that's what happened. I was like, wow, he was right.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just randomly, I was switching carts the other day to play something else, and I was like, I never did actually empirically test this. I
just want to know. Okay, good. So we had a sufficient diversion already in the episode. So this episode opens in the past. Momiji's father isn't telling him to quit violin, but he doesn't think that it's a good idea for Momiji and his sister Momo to have the same teacher. Momo's already taken notice of him. Momiji's father shuts the blinds and apologizes. Momiji smiles sadly. Outside, his little sister Momo watches. Why? Why is it like this? Momiji wonders sadly, and then we cut to the opening theme. After the credits, Tohru stands in front of the gate to the main Sohma estate and gathers her courage. Now charge forward, she thinks, and steps forward, but stops her foot without stepping even one pinky toe down on the ground of the estate. She takes a walk to gather her courage and remembers why she's there in the first place. Earlier at school, she confirms that Uo left both of her part-time jobs and has a new one. Uo says that she probably won't meet him again. She couldn't stand the tension of waiting around and expecting that every customer who entered could be the man that she met at the convenience store. It just wasn't like me, she says. Tohru frowns. If only you knew his name, Hana says, and Uo was like, oh, did I not say before? His name is Kureno-san. Kureno Soma? Tohru asks, and Uo jumps up and grabs her shoulders and is like, you know him? Seriously? Soma like Kyo's family? Uo continues to grill a swirly-eyed Tohru, and Tohru says that they briefly met at the beach house and explains what he looks like. He seemed cool and collected, she says, and Uo is like, no way, that's a totally different guy. Kureno-san is the kind of guy who wouldn't notice if he stepped in dog crap. Tohru asks, if there's even a chance that they're the same person, isn't it worth finding out? She offers to ask him, but Uo stops her. It's fine. They're completely different people. Uo apologizes for being grouchy and thanks Tohru. That evening, Tohru asks Kyo about Kureno. He doesn't know that much about him either. He's Akito's personal secretary, and he doesn't interact with the other Junichi. He's never said a word to Kyo. Kyo asks why she's interested, and she's like, well, he's a Junichi member, so you could say that that may be why I'm interested. Kyo warns her not to go sticking her nose in things that she shouldn't, but Tohru is resolved. Someone close to her is troubled. In the present outside the main house, Tohru continues to walk around the high walls that line the estate and imagines announcing her uninvited visit at the inner gate. Her resolve falters, but she thinks again of Uo. If there's even the smallest possibility this is the one person that she longs to see in the world, Tohru has to try. She pumps herself up with a characteristic "Baito desu!" Tohru hears someone playing a very, very sad song on violin from within the walls and wonders who it could be. Distracted, she bumps into a tiny child on the street, and while profusely apologizing, she suddenly realizes who the girl is. "You're Momiji's," she says, but cuts herself off when she remembers that Momo, his little sister, isn't supposed to know that they're related. Momo asks if Tohru knows Momiji too. "Are you his friend? Did you come to see him?" she asks, and Momo realizes that Tohru can't get inside the gate. She grabs Tohru's skirt and pulls her to follow. She'll show her how to get inside. Momo leads Tohru to a back entrance and shows her a crack in the wall. Tohru hesitates, and Momo tells her to hurry up, and they climb through. Momo explains that she always sneaks in place here. Tohru asks how she knows Momiji, and Momo said that she met him at their father's office. Tohru was there, but completely forgot. There's a little note above her that says completely forgot. Momo says that Momiji looks just like their mama. "I told her, but Mama says we look nothing alike, and Papa says I can't see him anymore," Momo says as she leads Tohru to Momiji's house, stopping to hide in strategic places along the way.
Insert Mission Impossible theme.
Basically, it was funny because they were like hopping to like from place to place. It reminded me of a video game. It was funny. I mean, she's narrating incredibly sad things during it, but I was like, oh, that's good, it's cute. They make it to Momiji's backyard. Through a sliding glass door, they see him playing the violin. Momo says that she hides here and listens to him while he plays. Tohru asks if Momo talks to him. Her dad said it isn't allowed. "But you're Momiji's friend, right?" Momo asks. "I did a good job bringing you here, right? So can I tell you my wish? Please ask Momiji if he can be my big brother. Even though Mama said he doesn't, he looks just like her. I want a big brother. Then we can talk and play together. I started learning violin too. We can play violin together. It'd be so fun. I could see him every day." Tohru remembers when Momo met Momiji at the office, and she remembers Momiji saying about his feelings about his mother. It's a secret. "Ask him for me, okay?" Momo says, leaving a deeply saddened Tohru behind. Momiji finishes the song. Tohru knocks on the sliding glass door. He's surprised to see her and lets her in. He smiles and asks why she's covered in dirt, and then realizes that she hasn't looked up. He cups her cheeks and asks what's wrong. Tohru asks about the violin. Momiji plays, but he hasn't much since starting high school. He quit taking lessons from the teacher he was seeing before. He brushes the dirt off Tohru's skirt. She asks if he can keep playing, and with a wry smile, he says Momo started taking lessons from that teacher now. So his dad wanted him to stop taking lessons. "Papa's scared," Momiji says. "He's afraid of me getting close to Momo and Mama. He doesn't want me to destroy the happiness he rebuilt desperately. I don't want to hurt her anymore. I'm scared that I'll hurt her by seeing her," he says. Tohru thinks of Uo. "But Momo-san wants to see you. She's the one who led me here. She's always known who you are. She's always watched you. Just like you've always watched over her," Tohru says. "She's listened to you play violin. She wishes she could play with you and wants to ask you to be her big brother." Tohru cries and she thinks, remembering her mother, even though the one person you want to see is still in this world, and falls to her knees. "So it's true? I'm so happy," Momiji says, and tears well up in his eyes. Tohru wonders why feelings get so intense when you can't see the people that you care about. "Tohru, my dream is to become a violinist," he says. "I want to have a small concert, and Papa, Mama, and Momo can come watch me. Thank you, Momo. I'm so happy now. And I can be this happy because there's someone who'll cry for me." Momiji kneels in front of Tohru. Tohru says, "I have to see him no matter what." Momiji asks who. "Kureno-san," she says. Momiji asks why, and Tohru explains that there's someone who's been waiting a long time to see someone named Kureno, and there's a chance that it might be the same person. Toru's not doing it for this person. She decided to come on her own, she explains. Momiji says that Kureno lives in the inner estate. It might be hard to see him. Actually, it might just be the Junichi think that. Akito won't let him see us, so he's just doing as he's told. "I'll go with you. What if someone finds you? What if Akito finds you?" "That might happen again," Momiji says, thinking about what happened at the beach. Toru thanks him for being so concerned, but she's caused him enough trouble already. Outside again, in the compound, Toru follows directions that Momiji gave her and sneaks around. A maid passes and she hides behind a bush. Toru needs courage to get through this. She digs out a photo of her mother out of her purse. "Mom, if you're not angry at what I'm doing, please give me some of your courage," she thinks, and ties back her hair and takes off again with newfound gumsha. Can't remember if I used the word gumsha last time we talked about this either.
It's chutzpah.
Chutzpah. Oh yeah, that's right. You have to when you say it.
Yes.
Toru manages to find Kureno and she calls out to him, but just as she does, some people pass by, which scares her off. She tries to hide but keeps running into people on the estate. She ends up lost in another part of the estate. Suddenly a person dressed very similarly to Akito slides open a door nearby and asks who's there. The voice sounds familiar, and Toru stays hidden. But fortunately, Kureno arrives. He holds her head down and announces himself to the person. The person asks if he'll come in and have some tea and reaches out toward his face. Kureno says he has to get back. Akito will be worried, and he excuses himself. Kureno leads Tohru away and asks what she's doing in the estate. If you snuck in, no one would object if I turned you into the police, he says. Wait, please listen to what I have to say, Tohru begs. Do you know someone named Arisa Uotani? Surprised, Kureno releases her wrist. It's definitely him. Uo-chan wants to see you, Tohru says. She seemed so sad and lonely that she couldn't see you again. Kureno says that he doesn't plan to see her again. Tohru asks if it's because of the Zodiac spirit. It's not that, he says. He looks up and he sees a bird taking off and flying out of the estate. It doesn't concern you, he says. Tohru says that she understands. She says that Uo was very dear to her and offers her contact information. You don't have to contact her because you accept it, she says, but you might not know how you feel tomorrow. Tomorrow you might wake up and want to see her. Maybe not tomorrow, it might be the day after that, or maybe a year from now, or 10 years from now. Kureno remembers meeting Uo and the time they spent together. Tohru says, but as long as you're alive, things will keep happening. As long as you're alive, you'll continue to have new wishes. Tohru hides the paper with Arisa's contact information in a nearby bush, then turns to Kureno, ready to be handcuffed for trespassing. That's all I have to say, she says and looks down. Kureno chuckles and says he doesn't have handcuffs on him. He'll let her go. Plus, there's someone here who's worried about you, he says. Momiji comes out from around the corner. Now go, Kureno says, and pats her back and kind of like pushes her forward a little. I don't know how to describe it. She looks back at him. He's smiling sadly. Someone like you shouldn't be here, he says. Momiji takes Tohru's hand and leads her away. My heart is breaking, she thinks. Back at Momiji's house, Tohru apologizes for all the trouble she caused today. Momiji offers her a towel to clean up. He doesn't think of it that way. You told me about Momo. It made me so happy, he says. I needed something in return. Oh, why don't I have a concert for you someday? He asks. Tohru says she doesn't know much about classical music, but it doesn't matter. He'll play us any song that she likes. She says, a song like Birth of Wishes? You like that song? Momiji asks, and Tohru says that just popped into her head. But if it's too hard on violin, a different song is fine. It's okay, I'll practice, Momiji says with a soft smile. That night at home, Tohru sits on the roof and looks out at the sky. I wish that you could see them, she thinks. Kyo climbs up on the roof and asks what's wrong. I don't see you on the roof much. He sits beside her. He asks if she was exploring today. When she came back, her clothes were all dirty. Yes, I could do only the bare minimum, she says, and he's like, huh? You want to be with someone you like. You want to be near them, right? She says, and he's like, what, do you have a crush on someone? And she's like, what? No, I'm not talking about me. Don't worry, he says, with a soft smile. When you do find someone, I'll be here to help you out. Oh, okay, Tohru says. As the violin version of Birth of a Wish starts to play in the background, she tries to thank him, then suddenly starts to cry. Why are you crying? He asks, and she's like, I don't know. The tears started suddenly spilling out for some reason. We see Momiji practicing the song, and Momo looking out into the night, and Kureno looking out into the night as well, the paper with Risa's contact information clutched in his hand. My heart aches. It's being torn apart, Tohru thinks. Am I disheartened because what I wish for is impossible? Is it because I know about wishes that can't come true? Even so, I'll wish. Kyokun, what's your wish? She asks. For certain someone to stop crying, he says, wiping away her tears with his sleeve. Okay, she says with a little chuckle. The episode closes on a starry night sky with Tohru's narration. I'll wish. And that's the end. And we cut to the credits.
Oh.
Yay. It was sad and then it was good. I like how we joked last time in the spoilers about like what royalty-free song would you like me to play for you? I mean, the song isn't royalty-free, but it is specifically for Fruits Basket, so
yeah. It's a song we already have the rights to.
Yes. Like, we could do what we want. Play it on the violin. It's fine. It's that song with lyrics. I don't know how to describe it. It's in a bunch of episodes, but apparently when I looked it up, I saw that it was used in season 1, episode 5, which is where they, like, Kyo and Yuki come and take Tohru away from her grandfather's house. And then also, like, in episode 8, which is where they run back from New Year's. Like Kyo and Yuki are on their way to the Sohma house, and they come back and find her crying alone on New Year's Eve. And, like, a bunch of other times, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But yeah, in case you're wondering what the song is. Although I guess you can just look it up. But
yeah. I feel like it's that song with lyrics.
You know. You know what I'm talking about. It's the song with lyrics that they use in the soundtrack. I guess if you don't listen to our manga episodes and you haven't read the manga, the song in the story was Wish Upon a Star, which is why we were joking about it. So
yeah.
Anyway, it was nice though. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, totally works. I wonder if was on purpose, but
yeah.
Or they got to this episode and they were like, I have the best idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Both wish themed. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So things.
Things.
Does this episode of the anime also I felt like had, in addition to Momiji playing the violin and like the violin version of this song, it had a lot of other interesting like choices in the sound. I don't really know how to describe it. Like a lot of nice sound design. Like the way that they played, it's like just the violin when Momo and Tohru are like sneaking around in the first part of the episode, the first sneaking session. They just have the violin and then like Momo's narration about Momiji are like the only two sounds. So it's kind of intense. Like it's kind of emotional, which is nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then they had the mysterious person's voice. A mysterious person dressed very similarly to Akito, but I guess not Akito because Kureno is like, I have to get back to Akito. Wink, wink. So, not meant to be Akito. They kept Kureno's giant monitor. Are you happy about that?
Yeah.
Still, nobody knows what he does. Still.
Yeah.
I like how they still called him his like. I can't remember exactly how they translated it, but I decided to call him personal secretary again, also, which I thought was funny. Kyo was like, I don't know. He's Akito's like.
He's like Akito's assistant.
Attendant. Yes.
Yeah.
He's Akito's personal secretary. I'll stick with it.
Yes. He's like, great, I'm going to dictate a letter.
Dear Taco Bell, stop putting lettuce on my hard tacos.
Yes.
I will not accept this. Omae no seira.
Yes.
Signed Akito Soma.
You imagine how Akito would react to getting his special orders wrong.
Nope. Akito would never find out because Kureno would fix it first.
Yeah.
Like, if they ordered food, which I imagine that they don't, because what Akito was like, I want snacks in that one episode.
Yeah.
They said the reason... So, in the manga, there's, like, an author's note that says the reason that Kureno went to the convenience store is because Akito wanted snacks. So, that implies to me that Akito's just like, I want a snack. And, like, didn't ask for something specific, and that's why he had, like, 10,000 bags of chips, because he didn't know what to get. So, anyway, yes. I don't think Akito would ever find out if there was something wrong with his special order. I think that it would be fixed before it arrived. Akito whips out a samurai sword and like cuts off the person's head. That's how it would go. Yeah. It's that kind of anime now. We're actually in a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yes.
Anyway, this how sad was the Momo and Momiji stuff animated? I was very sad watching it.
Sorry, I'm still thinking about Pulp Furuba. Someone's out there like, does Akita Soma look like a bitch?
Anyway. So how about that sad episode with Momo and Momiji? That's right. There was something about the episode to me that was like a lot even more sad than the chapters in the manga. I don't know. I guess just hearing all their sad voices, crying voices. Also, like, Tohru is so desperately upset about Momiji and Uo not being able to see people and not being able to see her mom and stuff.
Yeah, the voice acting was very emotional.
Yes.
Yeah, they kind of added in the mom stuff too, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I didn't remember that, but I thought it was nice.
Yeah. And the exact phrasing of the one you want to see is still in this world.
Yes. With her mom's photo. With her mom there at this, in her, whatever. In her imagination. In her memory.
Yes.
It made it extra sad. It was like, no, like, Tohru knows. But then I guess it made sense because the line where it was like, I guess I know about, like, wishes that won't come true or whatever is in the manga. It's like in the same. So I guess it could have been implied before in the manga, but yeah, it's again like the anime makes it a little bit more explicit by showing how it's connected to her struggle as well. So it was sad.
Yeah,
I mean, it was nice, but it was sad. I always liked this Momo helping her sneak in and and like then she sneaks in and finds Kureno. I liked these chapters when we read it, so it was nice to see it animated.
Yeah, I was kind of entertained by like Momiji like physically pulling her away at the like once you find her, it's like, no, seriously, we need to go.
Get out of here. We gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kureno also, I don't remember what he did in the manga, but he kind of like pushes her. He's like, good, go, you know?
Yeah. I went back and looked, and like there's kind of a gesture in that direction. Like you can see his hand like behind her back as he's saying like, now go. But yeah, there was definitely like a push forward.
Yeah. And then she looks back and sees Karino's forlorn smile. But then at the end, he's holding the paper, so I guess there's hope.
Yeah, I went back and looked at the chapter, and it's kind of ambiguous. Like you don't see very much of his hand in that at the end of the chapter. So
yeah, he's just like looking out the window sadly, from my recollection.
Yeah, so I kind of like that, him holding the paper.
Yeah. It's like, ooh, ooh. I was a little bit annoyed that the Tohru moment at the end was a still, but, whatever. That's fine. I guess it's okay.
It's still cute.
It was adorable regardless. Their voice acting made up for it. But
yeah, I like Toru's little laugh.
Yes.
After. It's like he wants her to quit crying.
She's like, hee, okay. Yeah. Kyo's so nice. I like how she's like, he's like, why are you crying? He like freaks out. Then she's like, I don't know. Like,
yeah.
I always thought that was kind of funny. And it was cute in this version.
Yeah.
I liked how they had it, the end also like pans up on the stars, which is also nice. So
it's like to wish upon a star. Wait.
Yeah. Shh, shh. Keep your voice down. They'll hear you. If we say it too many times, it's like you get fined just for saying the name, right?
Yeah.
That's how Disney works.
Yeah. Big Daddy Mickey's gonna break down our door.
He's gonna come break your kneecaps.
Yes.
Just like Tom Nook. I guess we also theoretically learned a little bit more about Karino. Like we know that he's a hacker.
Yes.
For sure.
It's Akina's assistant, and he's not allowed to see anybody.
Yeah.
In the Zodiac.
Momiji said, well, I guess we kind of saw that at the beach, but Momiji like clarified that they're not allowed to see them.
It's like explicitly like.
And Kyo too. Kyo was like, I don't know what he does, and he's never talked to me. Basically,
Yeah.
helpful Kyo. Tohru asked if he won't be seeing Uo because of the Zodiac, like the curse or whatever, and he was just like, nah, like that's not necessarily the reason. So he didn't say what the reason is, but I think that that's an interesting thing to note. And then a burb, because he's the bird.
The burb of the Zodiac.
The sad burb of the Zodiac. He was slightly less sad in this episode.
I still want that pid with his sad bird form. It's just like not boring, just sad.
Let me go like look up custom pins again or whatever.
Yeah.
Custom patch. Do you want a patch or a pin? We'll see. I'll see what I can do.
The one that doesn't require me to sew anything.
Okay. How about an iron on that?
Yeah. I'll put it on my 90s jean jacket.
Yes. So we learned a little tiny bit more about Karino. Karino was nice. He pushed Tohru away. He also saved her from the mystery person.
Yeah.
Who Tohru thought was a Kido but isn't, I guess. So. I liked how I don't remember what he did in the manga, but he like patted her head, he like held her head down, like, don't move.
Yeah.
Take care of this. I enjoyed the part where Tohru was sneaking. I feel like that one old maid was there that we saw a couple times so far in the anime.
Yeah, I love the part where she like throws herself down on the ground, basically.
First she throws herself down on the ground, and then she sees Karino, and she's like excited. Then she runs away from the people walking by. Then she like sees a gardener and runs away, and then she sees a maid and runs away. Like,
yeah,
it was really funny. She's like, another person. It was really funny.
Yeah,
there's good like Tohru freaking out, classic Tohru freaking out moments in this episode, which is great. It's an important part of her character, obviously. I felt like also in this version, we talked about how like Momiji's dad, he like tried to kind of be a good dad. We had long debates about how mean Momiji's dad was, essentially.
Yeah.
And I felt like in this one, it seems like he's like a lot harsher. I don't know.
Yeah, it felt about the same to me.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
yeah,
that's good, I guess.
Yeah. It's just still not
awful.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It felt the same level of awfulness. That's what you're saying? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's like you can kind of understand it, but at the same time, you're like, dude.
Yeah, I know. Like how it's so obvious to Momo that they're related or that they're, I don't know. She obviously feels a connection to him, even though they don't live together or whatever. So.
Yeah. A side note with the genre shift, I think Momo would be very creepy. She's kind of monotone in her her narration.
She did a Naruto run walk, which was a little bit weird, or maybe Animal Crossing style run if you prefer.
Yeah.
Where her arms were kind of out to the side. She was kind of she was like that in the manga too, where she was just kind of I don't know. She doesn't have a very strong. She doesn't need to have a strong personality, but she doesn't have a very strong personality that comes through. Yeah. She's just tell Momiji that I want him to be my brother. Okay, okay, One-chan. Okay, with her giant eyes, unblinking eyes. Yeah. If this
Yeah, I
was
think like
another show,
yeah,
she'd definitely
having
be
her
creepy.
like yeah, I think having her like vocal performance, which is like kind of monotone, like made it seem creepier than in the manga, where you can like imagine she's like talking more like eagerly and stuff.
Yeah. No,
She
her.
did always have kind of the like big expressionless eyes,
Yes.
but
I would say that her, yeah, the way that her visual like affect is animated reminds me of the manga for sure. But yeah, her voice was quite monotone. She doesn't sound like a 4-year-old or whatever to me.
yeah,
Like if you just make her a little bit like transparent, then
yeah,
she could be like a ghost. Anyway,
yeah.
listen.
It's like oh, I met Momo on the way in. Momo died 4 years ago.
Toru's like, I see dead people. Twist, they're all dead. I mean,
Yeah, you could do something with that, or like like restless spirits of the zodiac people.
put it in a fanfic.
Yeah,
When I look across like all the series that I like, just in general, all of them have some kind of supernatural aspect. That's what I like in a I don't know, like especially in anime
yeah.
and stuff like that. But this
Real
does
life
too.
is boring.
Yeah, real life sucks. Ghosts are more fun. Being possessed by the zodiac and a god in human form is great. I mean,
Yes.
I think like, well, I think like fantasy and stuff like that give you not fantasy, but how did I just describe it? Supernatural
fiction.
Yeah, but it gives you a more like, like a fertile playground for concepts about life that are more abstract. Because when you
Yeah.
have magic, you can have like,
Yeah, you can make metaphors and stuff.
yeah, exactly, yeah. So it's more interesting.
yeah, like Buffy.
Yeah, like Buffy, basically like Buffy.
Yes.
Anyway, the point is,
Yeah.
yes, you can have a richer metaphor when things aren't complete, like 100% like real life. So Furuba
Yeah.
has a good mix. That's what makes it great. Anyway,
Yeah.
so yeah, Momo's a ghost.
Yes.
Alternate theory. What are the?
Yep.
Do people call that
That's our
things?
new. Yeah, that's our new headcanon.
Yeah. You asked, we delivered. Momo is a
Yeah.
ghost. You could make all Momichi's family ghosts, really, actually, and it would be
Yeah.
fine. I agree with you, though. I felt like her performance was sort of creepy. I mean, I just kind of purposefully ignored it, but it was very monotone and kind of creepy.
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't have followed her if I was Tohru. I wouldn't have
Yeah.
followed her into the estate.
She's like, come play with us.
Yes. Blood fills the halls of the Sohmas
Yes.
estate as Tohru wonders how she ended up here. How many horror movies do you think we can reference in this episode that are completely unrelated to Furuba? Or how many movies can we reference that are completely unrelated to Furuba?
Kratos, and they're typing all work and no play makes Kratos dull boy.
The Sohma house is actually located in Maine.
Yes.
I feel like Stephen King has really determined the scariest possible location in the world, which is like the woods of Maine in winter. That's pretty much
Yes.
every one of his books is like a writer in an isolated cabin gets carried away with his own thoughts as ghosts plague the haunted old
Yeah,
house.
it's like also it's in Maine. It's like the ending line of all his
Yeah, also it's in
book
Maine.
summaries.
Okay, good. Are we out of things to talk about? Because I feel like we just filled out the content in this episode.
Yeah.
Like it was good and it was sad.
Created like 3 new
Headcanon.
AU versions
Of
of
Furuba?
Fruits Baskets.
And I want the links on AO3 by next week.
Yes.
Please submit your essays in alternate universe.
Yeah, of Pulp Furuba, the Furubaning, and
No, Ruben.
and the 6th Furuba.
Not the sixth basket.
Yes.
The Ruben. It's a great podcast episode when we just like make ourselves laugh the whole time. Is there anything that you want to say that's not spoilery for any movies that we just mentioned?
Yes. I don't think so.
Burb, calm
I'm
down.
gonna have to go get that.
You're not gonna be in the mist in Maine.
Yeah. It's like I don't like Maine.
All right. Well, I feel like we've really done a good service to the fandom today, so let's quit while we're ahead. Next time we're going to talk about episode 17, which is called "You Will, I'm Sure." So, I have a hunch about what this is. We'll talk about it in spoilers.
Me too.
All right, good. All right, thank y'all for listening. We'll see you next time if you can stand it.
Bye-bye.
Bye. This is almost as bad as the time that we talked about like Halloween and like Nightmare on Elm Street and like whatever, all those horror movies, not retro, that's a sad thing to say. All those like 80s and 90s horror movies.
Yeah.
I guess for spoilers, I didn't even write any for this episode. I don't know, it's like basically about Momiji and, well, there's like the spoiler, which I know for sure I mentioned, which is like the Tohru stuff. So when they're on the roof, he's like, yeah, I'll totally cooperate when you find someone that you like. And then she's like, I love you later. And he's like, yeah, I'm just losing.
He doesn't cooperate.
But like with Momo and Momiji, like, I mean, different things happen when Momiji's curse is broken. Like he sees his mom and stuff. But like there's not really any resolution with Momo. And
yeah,
like,
not really.
At least in Fruits Basket. There might be something in another, but I don't know. And I don't want to know, so don't tell me. I want to read it later myself. But like, I hope they get together though. I hope they become friends.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then there's a spoiler that I wrote about sneaking through the hole in the wall. We had talked about the hole in the Sohma estate before, because other people use it. Doesn't Yuki climb in and out of it too?
Yeah, Yuki goes
most
through
notably. It. I don't know. I just thought that was funny. I was like, oh yeah, that happens later.
Yeah.
It's a very minor spoiler. Momiji is always so cute to Tohru in this. Like, if you don't ship it, how could you not? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
He, like, brushes off her skirt, and he, like, brings her a little towel. He's, like, so nice. He offers to play whatever non-copyright song that she wants.
Yeah.
It still makes me laugh. So laughing at our own jokes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, it's cute. But then, of course, that doesn't happen. So.
Yeah. I noticed they didn't, like, they kept him, like, his normal height. Like, this is when he was starting to be about the same height as Tohru in the manga.
I thought he seemed short.
I feel like they're, like, saving it up so the growth spurt is more shocking. But
who's that hottie with a body walking down the halls of... They're like, do you want us to assign someone to butter your muffin?
Yeah.
I made more movie jokes. Is that okay? That's what we're doing this episode, right?
Yeah. Different genre, but we'll accept it.
Well, can we make more Buffy jokes? That's in a high school.
Yes. I didn't look it up, but did Ren have the same voice actress as Akito?
I didn't look it up, but I don't think so, personally. Let me see if I can look.
Yeah. Like, they sounded kind of similar, but I didn't really do more than go like, I wonder if they're the same voice actor.
I personally was like, they don't sound similar enough in my mind, but we haven't heard Akito in a while, so I don't know.
Yeah, it could have sounded more similar, but I'm curious if they were just going for it.
Her name is Ai Orikasa, so no.
Okay.
The person who plays Akito was the Nothing card in the Cardcaptor Sakura movie. The sealed card, apparently. Oh, and Haruhi Fujioka in Ouran High School Host Club.
Yeah. I can hear that.
I was just like, I know I've heard the name Maya Sakamoto before, but anyway, yeah. No, but yeah, so it wasn't the same actress.
Yeah, okay. I think it should have been.
I know, I agree with you. Can you imagine the scenes later, though, where she'd have to, like, argue with herself? It'd be great.
This is the best. That's the best part of animation is when, like, one voice actor is voicing, like, 5 characters in the same scene.
Charmander, Char, Squirtle, Squirtle. I agree with you. I think they should have been the same, but maybe they'll make What's-Her-Face, who's doing the ones for...
like, make it that way in the dub?
Yeah, in the dub.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I doubt
it. Write a letter to Funimation.
Hey, Caitlin Glass.
I have a suggestion.
It's interesting, but I could tell they were different. Like, I think they could have been more similar, but whatever. It's,
yeah.
You know, it's fine.
Yeah, I think they were similar enough that the reveal will make sense. Like,
and also it's like it's similar enough that for Tohru to be reasonably confused, I guess, by it. So
yeah, especially with the
clothes and the creepy hands.
Yeah, they did a good job on the visual similarities.
Yeah.
I also noticed the dub added another little sparrow outside Karina's like house that flew away, which I thought was a nice little touch.
When Tohru was there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
like
good.
when she first sees him, like in the house, there's like a sparrow, like a little like bird bath or something.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, in the water.
I was like, a burb.
A burb. It's like, do you need more bird flying away imagery to like get it?
Yes.
Tohru asks like why he won't see Uo, and he's like, oh, it's not because of the spirit, and the bird like flies away dramatically. It's like a strong enough implication that it's something that's not him being cursed. Not necessarily that he isn't cursed, but
Yeah, it's good imagery because you can just have it being like, yeah, it's like some kind of like indication that there's something going on there without like being like obviously, oh, he's not cursed anymore.
it's not like a bird in a cage or whatever. Yeah, it's not about him not being cursed though, because he says like, yeah, it's not that. So he says that he's basically like, I guess like alluding to the fact that he's not cursed, but also it's like it's not that because he feels like he needs to stay with Akito. So it's like the bird can leave, I guess, but he doesn't.
It's like when Bowie's in his cage and the door's wide open, but he still sits there and screams at me. I'm like, dude, just leave.
He's like, but I can't leave. I need to stay here, protect my foods and my toys. It's just like that.
Yeah.
Is he the saddest bird?
He's like, my Nutriberries need me. I have to stay.
They'll never grow without me. My Nutriberries need me. Anyway, how about that next episode?
Yeah.
It's the class trip.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's like what Tohru says to Yuki, I think.
Yeah, because he's talking about like wanting to have precious memories or whatever. She's like, you'll definitely have them.
Yes.
Class trip.
Yay! Leaves and flirting.
Eating deer crabs.
Oh yeah, eating deer sundae together. Tasty. And then waking up Yuki because he like won't wake up, and then Kakeru like getting mad at Yuki and Yuki not being like, wait, you were mad? Like,
yeah.
Isn't that what happened? He like stormed away.
Yeah, it was that bit where he's like, it's like, I'm not gonna be your friend anymore or whatever.
And Yuki's like, okay. And then later he's like
he was yelling about something, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And then later he's like, what? You weren't upset? Good times.
Yeah.
It's so nice that they're here, that Machi and Kakeru are here.
Yeah, I'm so happy to see them all animated and
moving around
crazy.
and shit. Yeah. And crazy. Yuki and Kakeru like coming to fisticuffs.
I've dreamed of this day since these chapters came out.
All right, I don't have any other things to say. It was a good episode. I'm excited for next time.
Yep.
I want to eat deer senbei with Tohru too.
Yeah, the class trip is fun. It should be a fun episode.
This episode was good. I mean, it was touching. Wasn't the one last time was also pretty funny too? Oh, it was because it was the parent teacher conferences. So like Ayame was there to be bombastic.
Yep.
So it was good. All these episodes are like they're sad, but they have their funny moments too.
It's because it's a romance comedy.
Right. How could I forget? Anyway. I hope everyone enjoyed our content today. I think that's enough for now.
It's almost 50% for its best content.
About 50%. All right. Anyway, let's go before we hurt ourselves. Thank y'all for listening. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, Bowie.
Had to get the last word in.
Yeah, he has to. Who's John Travolta? Kureno?
Probably.
Or Shigure? Kureno and Shigure are the two dudes.
They're in the car talking about Royale with cheese.
I feel like Shigure would know how to like save someone from a weird like overdose or whatever.
Yeah.
I was thinking like Kill Bill.
Yeah. That was the initial thought, but then I was like I should have come up with like a title pun and Pulp Furuba is what came into my mind. So.
Yeah, like Kill Akito doesn't really roll off the tongue.
Yeah.
There's got to be a fanfic for that. Where is it? Pulp Furuba.
Shigure would have a wallet that says bad motherfucker on it. Like literally. Spoilers.
Yes. Anyway. So how about that side episode with Momo and Momiji? That's right.
Well, I learned how to say I'm an apple in Duolingo, so.
Like, I'm the Eggman.
Yes.
I'm an apple.
Yeah. Just like translate the sentence, and it was like Sumimasa and Ringo Des or something. I was like, okay.
I'm sorry, I'm an apple.
Yeah. Just keep you on your toes so you're not just like rotely going like, oh, that's what it's supposed to be.
That's so funny. I need to get myself a paper notebook for FMA so that we can emulate the same situation. Like, let me just flip through my notes and then hear like every time.
Yeah.
90% of it will just be drawings of like alchemy circles. There won't be any notes.
Yeah. Like, I tried to summon something, but it didn't work.
I tried to summon a daemon. Oh wait, that's the wrong series.
I tried to create a homunculus.
It was a horrible, horrible mistake.
Yes.
And you just hear like groaning in the background.
Yeah.
It's like, we'll deal with you later. I gotta record right now.
Yeah. And you're like, also, I'm missing an arm.
I had to make a deal just to get back for this podcast. I hope you're happy.